In today's episode of 5 Scary Ghost Videos caught on camera.
Number 5. Our first video comes from the YouTube channel Haunted Stories and Investigations, who this time went to the haunted White Collar Ruins in Lancaster, England. On arriving at the scene and starting an investigation, the entire team began hearing and recording strange, inexplicable noises.
It's going up to round. This kind of.
Right, that's
Whoa, that was clear as anything. Literally, as you said, I'm wearing grey pants, it went mad.
What's
those.
that? As in these grey pants?
Do you want to talk to Kyle?
Don't pull them down.
It literally stopped when he said that.
Start it then.
Do you not want to talk to Kyle?
Wow.
That has got to be picking it up. Zoo.
Is there a cat up there or something?
That's a definite. It's like a wailing. Almost like
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the typical ghost noise.
Right,
Whoa.
that was really cool.
That was the other side of that wall.
Just be there.
We've literally just been on that here. Anything?
No.
Night. Mary Night?
Wow.
Again?
And it's flashing. You flashed.
It did flash as it did it.
Is it Mary Night, your name?
Do you hear that jingling there?
Remember.
Have it.
That is behind there. It's got to be.
That's not human.
I don't like it, whatever it is.
That was like,
That's what I heard before. I thought it was like a dog.
I mean, I suppose we could debunk it with the fact we're next to a river, but I'd still be quite impressed.
I would. I'd be very impressed.
Right, this I
Oh,
don't.
it's so clear.
I don't like it because it's like right
I
next to
feel,
me.
are we in the wrong place or something? Is it trying to let us know where to go?
That was got to be. What was that?
Oh, I couldn't make that out, but it was. I think that was actually saying something. That wasn't the groan like the rest, that was actually speaking. Have you got the EVPs recorded?
DVD's on, yeah. Grandad. Is this your granddad?
I've not seen it. I don't really know if it's about.
Are you one of our grandfathers? Flipping heck.
What the bloody hell?
Reg, is that you? Someone else's grandfather, because it's not mine.
Joe?
Wow.
Harry? Hull. Again.
Was he from Hull?
I don't think either of them were.
As you can hear, during his stay in the ruins, they heard many strange sounds coming near them.
To talk to Kyle.
Then, after a few minutes, they were able to record this.
Picking up on someone in that corner on camera. Holy shit. Whoa!
What?
You didn't move behind me then, did you?
No.
I swear to God, that's on camera. It formed like a figure and just went woof straight across.
Wow.
And I've got it.
Torture.
I've got that on camera. Picking up on someone in that corner on camera. Holy shit. Whoa!
In the video, we see a shadow fading along with Vicky's shadow. It was a real shadow man? Or just a shadow of a person? And also, what or who made those frightening sounds? The final decision is yours, folks. Also, I highly recommend watching this episode and visiting his YouTube channel Haunted Stories and Investigations. Number 4. The next ghost video comes from the YouTube channel Outdoor Xiaolong, who this time went alone to a school unabandoned for many years, which was built on a huge cemetery. The building also has a dark story about a schoolgirl who hanged herself in one of the bathrooms on the 3rd floor, and another girl who also committed suicide by jumping out of the building. After arriving at the site, Xiaolong started exploring the building by going to the 4th floor, but when he was going there, this happened.
这他妈是火车还是啥？是火车还是啥？我操你妈这个火车！操你妈的！出来！操你妈！
At one point, when he goes up the stairs, we hear the voice of a woman who seems to be singing from a nearby bathroom, in which the student committed suicide. Xiaolong hears it almost all the time until he opened the door and walked inside, where no one is found. After a while, someone slams the door and Xiaolong escapes from the cursed 3rd floor. He then continues his investigation on the 1st floor until he records this.
我去你妈了个死逼！ 我操你妈了！
A figure appears on the end of the corridor and fades away. When Xiaolong reaches the place, no one is there. But then reappears at the end of the opposite corridor. Was it a real ghost recorded on the camera? Or maybe a well-prepared hoax? You are the judges. You decide. If you want to watch the full episode, visit his YouTube channel Outdoor Xiaolong. Number 3. The next video is from the TikTok user Mati Magarochi, who started noticing strange paranormal activity in his home.
Bro, I'm playing COD, and look at this door. You cannot make this up. Look at this. Bro, nobody is home. My family is in Cancun, bro. You gotta be kidding me. Bro!
At the very beginning, we can see the moving door, flashing lights, pouring water, or open doors were just the beginning of what he was about to experience.
Here we go again, playing COD. Gogeta goes flying off the shelf again. This is insane, bro. This is insane. Can somebody move something else? Move the water bottle. Move Shenron. Still can't find those Dragon Balls. Move another statue. Broly. Anything. Here's my hand too, in case something does happen. You guys think like I be moving the shit? You think I want the shit in my house? It's petrifying, bro. Unbelievable. Hello, is anybody with us? Anyone? Guess not. Little girl? Anybody?
Meanwhile, when he was playing, one of the figures fell from the cupboard. Then he asks the ghost to throw any of them on the ground, and soon they all fall. But what he recorded next is even stranger.
So one of the craziest stories I have is a chocolate chip cookie story. So one night, I asked my mom, make me some chocolate chip cookies. I'm in my dad's office. I'm helping him connect his printer to the computer. My sisters are watching a movie in their room. So my mom makes the cookies and goes watch the movie. Nobody else is downstairs. So she tells me they're done. I go downstairs to go eat some chocolate chip cookies. They're not there. I'm like, Mom, where the chocolate chip cookies? The girls are like, I don't know. My dad's in his room in the office. There's nobody else around. And I'm bugging out. I'm like, they're not there. They're gone. There's a tray, no cookies. So I'm telling my dad, like, they're nowhere to be found. He's like saying, yeah, I know. They got up, walked away, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh, yeah, they're probably in the basement. So I go downstairs to the basement. They're on the bottom of the steps on a plate. And we're literally bugging out. We think somebody's in our house. The cops come to our house. They go downstairs to start looking. And this one lady cop almost shot the Freddy Krueger statue.
As he tells a rather terrifying story that happened to him behind his back, we see something strange. On the second floor on the left, we see something or someone leaning out with pale face and black hair. Is it a mysterious ghost that makes his life difficult? Or is it just a hoax? Choose wisely, folks. Number 2. The next video comes from the YouTube channel Paranormal App, who went to the abandoned and haunted church in Mississippi. After he started his investigation by walking between rooms, at some point, this happened.
Sorry, guys, that door just slammed on me. What the heck? I hit the stop button. Oh my God. Oh God, that's so... I'm freaking out now. That door, I just walked in. I opened the door and walked in. I walked into here, and the door slammed on me. Oh my God. Can you slam that door again? You just did it. Can you slam it? You done it harder than that earlier. Can you slam that door? Because you almost broke my back. Slam that door. Please?
Suddenly, the door behind him slammed violently. Then he begs the entity to close the door, and it does indeed close after a while. But it could just be a draft, right? But what happened next is quite difficult to explain.
Come show yourself, dude. You only do it at night? I saw that too. Where you at? What are you looking at? Straight toward that door. I saw something. Why is that bench red? It was. Oh, never mind. It's my light. See, I love debunking stuff. Yeah. That way you know it's horrible. Can you come sit down? Can you do anything? Oh, shoot. Dude. What the? Come here. Look at my back. Did this thing bite me? Look, pull my shirt up. This thing bite my back?
Oh my God, you got a...
Dude, don't say that. Take a picture of that. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I'm not kidding you, dude. I'm not going to make it...
Were you recording?
When a friend joins him, at some point he gets scratched by something or someone. Then they try to provoke the ghost even more and manage to record this.
Or at least do something. Pay attention to the double doors in the back of the church. There's an apparition that looks through the glass. Or throw something, we'll leave you alone. But you don't get to do what you're doing and get away with it. Show yourself! You step our family this way, Bob.
In the small window in the doorway, we see a dark figure moving in the corridor, and it seems to be looking at them from time to time. Is it a real ghost recorded on the camera in an abandoned and haunted church? Or maybe everything can be explained, real or fake? Let me know in the comments below. If you have recorded something interesting or want to share a scary video with us, please send it to me by email. Number 1. The last recording comes from the YouTube channel Docho Michael, which this time went to the abandoned containers, and not much after he entered one of them, something strange happened to him.
와! 와! 잠깐! 와! 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 잠깐! 잠깐!
The whole unit started to move as if there was an earthquake, which is quite difficult to make and fake. But it wasn't the only time something strange happened.
누구? 잠깐만. 잠깐. 아! 잠깐. 진짜 여기 왜 그래? 어? 잠깐만요. 남자. 잠깐. 얼굴이 새파랗게 질려 있어.
While exploring the rooms, Michael sees many times the various items move around the container, but what he saw next is truly terrifying.
뭐야? 누구 있어? 누구 있어요? 누구세요? 뭐야? 사라졌. 뭔 소리야? 아무도 없는데? 뭔 소리야? 뭔 소리야?
At the end of the corridor, we see a dark figure moving through the room, and a few seconds later emerging from below, which scares Michael enough to run away from the building. So, what do you folks think about it? A real ghost recorded on a camera? Or just a well-prepared performance? Decide, folks. Also, if you want to watch the full episode, visit his YouTube channel, Dr. Michael. Thanks for watching, folks. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.